Hey, what is going on guys? My name is Zen and welcome to my channel. The Archbishop Nest has been released and we are going to cover the mechanics you must know, the minimum gear that you need, and finally the rewards that you can get from clearing both the normal mode and the hell mode. So without further ado, let's get into the video. For the first stage, you will encounter Shaman Lich Andala, but I like to call him Shalamala. Once you first enter the stage, monsters will spawn in and you and your party members just need to kill them. When you kill the first wave of monsters, the boss will appear from the device in the center of the map. You will have to wait a while for the invincible boss to open the barrier, and when the barrier is open, you can now start attacking Mr. Shalamala. This boss is quite straightforward to kill, and you only need to take note of one mechanic. When you see the wordings Shalamala is releasing the power of the ancient totem, observe the boss to see what aura color is he emitting. If the aura is purple, he will summon a giant purple circle around him and deal damage to anyone who is inside of that circle. In this case, you need to run away from the boss towards the edge of the map. However, you will also need to take note of the thorns around the edge of the map. If you run towards them yourself, your character will be stunned for a few milliseconds and take damage. Next, if the aura emitted is blue, he will slowly push you towards the thorns and cause you to take damage, so you need to run towards the boss. Based on my 4 runs so far, Shalamala always gives out purple aura first, then blue color. However, I'm not sure if the sequence is fixed or this was just pure coincidence, so do let me know in the comment section below. Also in hell mode, the barrier surrounding Shalamala will be reactivated occasionally and 2 mobs will be spawned in the map. You will need to kill the mob to deactivate the barrier again. So if you can remember this mechanic, then stage 1 is pretty easy to clear. For the second stage, you will encounter Golem Toadstool, but to be fair, he is just a fat mushroom. The first skill that fat mushroom can use is throwing 4 exploding mushrooms at our faces. The animation that indicates that he is using this skill is when he starts shaking his head and spinning his body around. Just run away from the flying mushrooms to avoid this attack. He also has a skill where he summons mushrooms from the ground which will explode after a 5-second cooldown. To dodge this skill, just destroy any one of the mushroom and stay close to the radius of the destroyed mushroom. You need to stay inside until the explosion ends. Rest assured that all 4 party members can stand inside the same destroyed mushroom without taking damage, so your party only needs to destroy 1 mushroom. The mushroom that parties destroy is usually the one nearest to the Golem Toadstool. This is especially important if you are in hell mode because the mushrooms have higher HP and focusing all your party members' DPS on 1 mushroom is much safer. If you do fail this mechanic, your character will take damage, fly to the air and gain 3 seconds of poison. Even in normal mode, damage taken is quite heavy, so be sure you master this mechanic. He also has a skill where he punches the ground periodically and deals AoE damage to the entire map. For the third stage, we are up against the 4 Dragon Followers, evil Power Rangers. Each Power Rangers will take turn spawning 1 at a time and run away once you DPS them until 50% HP. Then the next Power Ranger will join in the battle and run away until all 4 of them have reached 50% HP. Once this happens, all 4 of them will join the battlefield together. And for those who are wondering, no, they do not have a Megazord. Or do they? Each of the Power Ranger has their own skills and the order they spawn in are fixed. First, we have the Red Ranger. He can cover himself with a black lightning cloak and fly towards any party member, which causes continuous damage to players who go near him. Just stay away until the lightning cloak is gone. Next, he can also summon lightning to a small area, which is indicated by a black magic circle. Just move away from it. Red Ranger will also summon a larger black circle that summons lightning attacks around it, so you have to run away from any black circles you can see when dealing DPS to avoid getting hit. Secondly, we have the Grey Assassin Ranger. She can summon shadow clones and go invisible for a while to confuse you. The clones don't really stay long on the battlefield, So just wait for the main body to reappear, then continue dealing damage to the main body. While summoning the clones, she will deal some amount of damage to you. Next up is the Blue Magician Ranger. He can summon an orb that moves in a straight line, generating icicles around it along the way. Move away from it to dodge this skill. He can also summon ice meteorites, and you can dodge this by staying outside of the blue circles. Lastly, we have the White Paladin Ranger. For this guy, he has a special mechanic where he will use Thor's hammer the moment he spawns in, so you need to position yourself in another corner before he spawns. He can also use a shield charge. Just dodge away when he charges at you. As always, just dodge. While you are dealing with the 4 Power Rangers, lasers will also periodically shoot out from 4 sides from the center of the map, so you want to avoid standing there while doing DPS. In Hell mode, there will be 8 lasers instead. Back to normal mode, the order in which you kill the Power Rangers after the 4 Rangers gather on the battlefield does not matter. However, in Hell mode, this matters a lot. You should always kill the Paladin first, as he gets a buff if you kill his Power Ranger comrades. Another thing you should note in Hell mode is that when you kill the Magician, a Blizzard Storm will be triggered for a few seconds, shooting ice projectiles from the center of the map that will freeze you if you get hit. And that's pretty much it for stage number 3. Right after the Power Ranger stage, you will need to cross a tunnel before reaching the 4th boss. This stage is quite straightforward. Literally straightforward. The Punisher will chase you from behind, and you will need to kill all the mobs before he gets to you. In normal mode, this is quite easy since enemy HP are not as high as the ones in Hell mode. But in Hell mode, there is an additional mechanic where you will need to hit the pillars once you defeat each stage of enemies. This stage is really just a DPS check. If your DPS is low, you will get killed by the boss who's chasing you from behind. I love the 4th stage a lot for its arena style map, and the enemy can chase you around. Feels like a real UFC cage fight against Punisher, aka the Violent Ballerina. The Ballerina has multiple skills, so let's break them down one by one. Skill number 1. He can cast a flame circle where he pukes out a magic fire circle on the floor that will explode in a while. You need to run away when you see this circle. Skill number 2 is hook wheel in. You will see him spinning his chains like Korean cowboy and pull you towards it. After that, he does a normal horizontal slice attack. Just dodge or run towards the left or the right when he starts spinning his chains. Skill number 3, watermelon slice. This is a simple attack where the Punisher just slices the ground using his axe. The attack animation itself is quite fast, so you need to be alert so that you can dodge it. Next skill, I call it chain and belly flop. The Punisher will throw chains to lock you in position, jumps high into the air, then belly flops onto the ground, dealing AoE damage. Once you are stunned, press A and D rapidly to release yourself from the chains, and then jump or dodge at the right timing to dodge the belly flop. Lastly, skill number 5, Ballerina Spin Jutsu. The Punisher spins in the middle of the map and deals AoE damage if you fail to dodge. When this skill is active, pillars will rise up from 4 corners of the map with a green light indicating the safe zones, giving you the chance to dodge the deadly spin. Just stand behind the pillars to avoid damage. In Hell mode, there will only be 2 pillars that rise up, so you need to be ready to run to the nearest pillar. This mechanic is very similar to the mushroom mechanic in stage 2, where all your party members can stand behind one pillar without taking damage. During the 5th stage, we finally meet Archbishop Kazalman. Is it me or does anyone else think of the fat people in Wally when we see this guy? Anyways, when you enter the stage, there will be 9 shamans trapped. Run to the left side of the map and quickly destroy the pillars with markings on top of them. During this mechanic, you are unable to attack the boss, so just focus on clearing this mechanic. Failing to do so will make the boss heal and grow much stronger, so just don't fail. Once you succeed in hitting all the 6 pillars, you will be able to start attacking him. The Archbishop will attempt to heal 3 times in total, and each time you will need to hit a total of 6 pillars. He also has some skills of his own that he can use to damage you. Skill number 1 is Poison Wave. Wally person will unleash 3 poison waves that moves in a straight line. Dodge to the sides to avoid this attack. If you get hit by the wave once, you can be pulled back and get hit a second and third time. Skill number 2, he can summon assassins. When Wally person reaches 50% HP, he will summon 4 assassins to hunt you down if he has the time to cast the skill. The assassins themselves do not do much damage, but they are really annoying, especially when you are trying to save the shamans. However, with that said, you do not need to target them at all because you will eventually kill them from collateral damage while damaging the main boss. And that's pretty much for this stage. Super Wally Man starts by shooting a V-shaped laser. The laser itself will deal damage to you, and after a brief second, the ground explodes and deals a second wave of damage. You can wait for the explosion to end and then move to the left side of the mountain. However, if you are fast enough, you can also run past the lasers before the explosion happens. He will continue shooting lasers at the same sides, so you do not really need to move if you have already positioned yourself at the left side near his stomach area. Skill number 2, Ground Slam. Super Wally Man hits the ground with his fist and deals follow-up AoE damage. If you stay at the sides or near the abdomen, you can prevent yourself from getting hit. Skill number 3, we have Silent Howl. Super Wally Man uses all his strength to howl and push you away from him, silencing you and all your other party members in the process and removing all your buffs. Mechanical hands will also appear randomly from the doors, and just make sure you do not stand near the opening of the doors to avoid getting damaged. Your goal is to run back towards the abdomen by staying close to the left side of the map to dodge the poison waves that Super Wally Man can cast. From what I have observed, the faces are the safe areas, so you can try standing at the faces when the palms are about to appear. You should avoid standing in the middle of the map at all costs, since this is where all the hands meet each other and you will get squashed like a bug. Once the abdomen is damaged, the mountain finally calms down, and then you can climb on top of the mountain and hit Super Wally Man directly. However, casting skills on top of the mountain gets very clunky and some skills get cancelled, so it is still better to continue hitting the abdomen even when he is down. At 1.5 times HP, the faces can shoot out lasers as well. If the faces starts shaking and lights up, you should not go towards the light. Again, this mechanic does not matter much if you stay near the abdomen and continue hitting him. During his last bar of HP, he will start slamming the ground consecutively for 3 times. You need to time your jump to dodge this. When the mountain is knocked down, you should note that the Wally Man can also cast poison projectiles and shoot them towards the ground. You do not have to worry about this if you are near the abdomen. And that is pretty much it for his skills. You can continue DPS from its sides until you clear the nest. You get a few items from clearing the nest that are quite useful for gearing up or gaining gold. Rewards are different depending on which mode you clear. For normal mode, you can get number 1, crafting materials for Ancient Totem or the Immortal set. You also get an entry ticket to enter Archbishop Nest Hell mode. Number 3, Pakutas Essence to craft level 50 suffixes, rare great runes, and finally, Archbishop Nest card fragments. For the Hell mode, you get level 50 epic accessories, rare and epic great runes, and Archbishop Nest card fragments. Now you might be wondering what gear you will need to clear the nest. Well, for my current gear, I am using level 40 epic Manticore set with overall plus 10 to plus 11 enhancements. I was able to tank most of the nest mechanics without dying, except for the Golem palms. If you have level 40 epic set with at least plus 8 enhancements or above, I think you should be able to clear this nest at normal level. For Hell mode, you definitely need at least level 50 epic to try clearing it. The mechanics are also tougher and enemies hit harder, but if you already have level 50 epic, you should be able to clear it, but it might take a while. Anyways guys, I hope this video has helped you out. As always, I appreciate each and every single one of you. This is Zen, signing out.